Bumagsak sa lupa ang mga footballers sa Peru.
Alamin kung anong nangyari sa mga football players at bakit nga ba nagtumbahan ang mga ito mula sa mga detalye ng balitang ibabahagi maya-maya. Magandang gabi, ako po si Rikki Mathay.
Ako si Rikki Alagao Flores. Ito ang mata ng Agila International para naman sa mga headlines ngayong Lunes ng gabi.
Ambassador Jose Manuel Romualdez tiniyak na mananatiling matatag ang relasyon ng Pilipinas at Estados Unidos kahit sino ang magwagi sa US presidential elections.
Pag-asa maiging binabantayan ng bagyong Marses sa loob ng Pilipinas.
Estados Unidos naghahanda na para sa pagbubukas ng US presidential elections.
Pagputok ng Lewatopi volcano sa Indonesia, pumatay ng 10 katao.
At 3 taikonauts ng Shenzhou 18 crew nakabalik na sa Earth. Wala si Philippine Ambassador to the United States, Jose Manuel Romualdez, na hindi magbabago ang ugnayan sa pagitan ng Estados Unidos at ng Pilipinas kahit sino man ang mahalal na pangulo sa 2024 US presidential elections.
Git ng diplomat, hindi magkakaroon ng malaking pagbabago sa mga polisiya ng US pagdating sa alyansa nito sa Pilipinas. Aniya kapwa niyang nakausap nito ang kampo ng dalawang presidential candidates na sina former US President Donald Trump at Vice President Kamala Harris. Saad pa ni Ambassador Romualdez, siniguro ng dalawang presidential candidates na magiging pareho pa rin ang foreign policy ng US. Tinukoy din ng ambassador na mahalaga para sa ating bansa ang magiging susunod na pangulo ng US at ang magiging polisiya nito. Kabilang narito ang foreign, economic at defense sectors. Samantala, binigyan din ng envoy na mutual interest ng US at ng Pilipinas ang West Philippine Sea dahil ito ay isang mahalagang trade route. Paliwanag ni Romualdez na nasa $1 trilyon na halaga ng importanteng kalakal ang dumaraan sa naturang karagatan.
Kinundina ng Department of Foreign Affairs ang North Korea sa sunod-sunod itong ballistic missile launches sa mga nakaraang buwan. Kamakailan lamang na inilunsad ang North Korea sa isang ICBM na tinatawag na Hwasong 19 na nagtala ng pinakamahabang flight time sa kasaysayan ng bansa. Mariing binatikos na Manila ang mga aktibidad ng Pyongyang at nanawagan na itigil nito ang mga aksyon na nakasisira sa kapayapaan at stability ng rehiyon. Kasama rito ang tumataas sa tensyon sa Korean Peninsula at maging sa rehiyong Indo-Pacific na maaari nang maabot ng bagong missile ng North Korea. Nanawagan din ang Pilipinas sa North Koreang sundin ang United Nations Security Council resolutions at makipag-usap na maayos sa international community.
Sinimulan na ng Armed Forces of the Philippines o AFP ang kanilang taunang joint exercise na tinatawag nilang Dagit Pa. Sinabi ni AFP Chief General Romeo Bronner Jr. na ang joint exercise na ito ay itutuon ngayong taon sa pagpapalakas ng kakayahan ng Army, Air Force, Navy at Special Operations Force sa external defense. Gaganapin ang ika-8 edisyon ng Dagit Pa na ito mula Nobyembre 4 hanggang 15 na may mahigit 3,000 mga sundalong lalahok. Binigyan din ni General Bronner na isasagawa ang tinatawag na Information Warfighter Exercise sa joint drills na magpapakita ng kahalagahan ng impormasyon sa modern warfare.
Umabot na sa halos 69 na milyon ang mga botante sa ating bansa ang nakapagparehistro para sa 2025 midterm elections ayon po yan sa COMELEC. Sa datos ng poll body, ang lugar na may pinakamaraming naitalang bilang ng rehistrado botante para sa darating na halalan ay ang Calabar Zone region na may kabuuang 9,764,170. Sinundan naman ito ng Central Luzon na may 7,562,858 registered voters. Iniulat din ng COMELEC na nakapagtala ito ng 532,837 applicants sa pamamagitan ng Automated Fingerprint Identification System na subjects sa pagtanggal ng double or multiple registrants.
Wala pa ring pahayagan China ukol sa demand ng Armed Forces of the Philippines o AFP na bayaran nito ng 60 million pesos ang Pilipinas. Ayon kay AFP Chief General Romeo Browner Jr., nagbigay na ng sulat ang AFP sa Department of Foreign Affairs upang maiparating sa China ang kanilang demand. Matatandaan na nasira ng Chinese Coast Guard o CCG ang mga gamit ng AFP noong Hunyo ng taong ito. Sa pilitang kinuha rin ng CCG ang 7 rifles ng mga opisyal ng Philippine Navy. Binutas din ng CCG ang 2 rigid-hulled inflatable boats ng Pilipinas habang 8 crew naman ng Philippine Navy ang nasugatan. Isang Pilipino rin ang naputulan ng daliri sa pambubuli ng China noong Hunyo.
Ayon sa Department of Agriculture or DA, maaaring bumaba ang presyo ng gulay sa loob ng 2 linggo dahil po yan sa makaka-recover ang sektor ng high-value crops. Anila, mahigit 847.48 million pesos na halaga ng high-value crops ang nasira dahil sa pananalasa ng Bagyong Christine. Mula sa 100 pesos kada kilo ay nasa 180 pesos kada kilo na ang halaga ng ampalaya. Ang string beans naman ay 200 pesos kada kilo mula sa 140 pesos kada kilo. Ang kamatis sa dating 160 pesos per kilo ay nasa 210 pesos per kilo na ngayon. Ang pechay Tagalog na mula sa 100 pesos kada kilo ay nasa 150 pesos per kilo na rin ngayon. Kasama rin sa mga gulay na tumaas ang presyo ay ang talong, Baguio beans, carrots at sayote. Sinabi ni Agriculture Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa na bumaba ang demand ng gulay mula sa Nueva Vizcaya Agricultural Terminal, Central Luzon at Calabar Zone dahil sa bagyo. Samantala, patuloy naman ang pagtaas ng presyo ng gulay sa Metro Manila at sa mga lugar na sinalanta ng Bagyong Christine. Paliwanag ni De Mesa, nakikipag-ugnayan na sila sa ibang ahensya para sa market matching upang bigyan ng ibang options ang mga mamimili. Galing ang mga gulay na ito sa Visayas, Mindanao at maging sa ibang lugar sa Luzon na hindi naapektuhan ng bagyo. Bukod sa market matching, nag-deploy rin ang DA ng mga kadiwa food trucks para sa mga lugar na binaha.
Maiging binabantayan ng pag-asa ang Tropical Storm Marce matapos pumasok ito sa Philippine Area of Responsibility. Ayon sa datos ng State Weather Bureau, namataan ang mata ng bagyo, 740 kilometers silangang bahagi ng Virac, Catanduanes, bandang alas 4 ng hapon. Gumagalaw ito sa direksyong Pahilagang Kanluran sa bilis na 30 kilometers per hour na may lakas na 85 kilometers per hour at bugsong 105 kilometers per hour. Hindi pa nagtataas ng tropical cyclone wind signal ang pag-asa. Subalit posibleng magdeklara ang pag-asa ng wind signal number 1 sa ilang bahagi ng Cagayan mamayang gabi o kaya'y bukas ng umaga. Kapag lalong lumakas ang Bagyong Marce ay inaasahang ang pinakamataas na wind signal na idedeklara ng pag-asa ay wind signal number 4.
Magpapatupad ang mga oil industry firms ng dagdag bawas sa presyo ng oil products bukas, November 5. Ayon sa kanilang advisory, babawasan nila ng 10 sentimo ang presyo ng kada litro ng gasolina. Daragdagan naman nila ng 75 sentimos ang presyo ng kada litro ng diesel. 50 sentimos naman ang taas presyo kada litro ng kerosene o gaas. Ayon sa Department of Energy, ang dahilan ng paggalaw sa presyo ng produktong petrolyo ay dahil na rin sa hindi stable na supply ng produktong petrolyo sa Asian market.
Susunod, Indonesia at Russia naglunsad ng kauna-unahang joint Navy drill sa Java Sea.
Germany nangako ng patuloy na pagsuporta sa Ukraine.
At mahigit 30 katao patay sa pambobomba sa Gaza. Ang iba pang detalye ng mga balita sa pagbabalik ng Mata ng Agila International.
Why choose Supreme Pure Organic Barley? It is 100% pure organic barley straight from Australia. Certified super brands. The first alkaline-based barley in the Philippines. High pH level, 7.9 alkaline level, 68 micronutrients, non-acidic. It helps boost immune system, improves digestion, high in antioxidants, regulates blood sugar level and cholesterol. Waglan Basta Barley. Dapat alkaline-based Supreme Pure Organic Barley.
Matatag ang paninindigan. Matapang sa pagresponde. Matapat sa paglilingkod. Patikang tagapagbalita. Mata natin sa balitaan. Alex Santos kasama gabi-gabi sa Mata ng Agila Primetime.
It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
Open for Business with Cesar Vallejos. Every Sunday, 9 p.m.
Sunday 25.
Nakatakdang magtungo si Myanmar junta leader Min Aung Hlaing na sa China ngayong linggo upang dumalo sa ilang mga regional summits. Ito ang magiging kauna-unahang pagbisita ni Min Aung Hlaing sa China mula nang makuha niya ang kapangyarihan sa Myanmar noong 2021 matapos ang isang kudeta. Ibinahagi ng Myanmar Radio and Television ang schedule ng leader kasama ang pagdalo nito sa isang Greater Mekong Sub-Region Summit at sa Ayeyawadi Chao Phraya Mekong Economic Cooperation Strategy Summit. Nakatakda ring makipagpulong si Min sa mga leader ng Cambodia, Laos at Vietnam sa Kunming upang palakasin ang relasyon ng mga bansa kasama na ang China sa Myanmar.
Sinimula ng Indonesia at Russia ang kanilang kauna-unahang Joint Navy Training Drill sa Java Sea nitong Lunes. Nag-umpisa ang military exercise matapos lang ipangako ni Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto ang mas malakas na ugnayan sa Russia sa aspeto ng depensa. Ito ay bilang bahagi ng kanyang layuning magkaroon ng mas malawak na relasyon sa iba't ibang bansa bilang bahagi ng non-alignment foreign policy ng Indonesia. Gaganapin ang exercise sa Java Sea mula Nobyembre 4 hanggang 8. Bagaman walang detalyeng ibinigay tungkol sa naturang aktibidad, ipinahayag ng dalawang bansa na layunin nila ang isang intel exchange sa pagitan ng dalawang navies.
Nakipag-usap si European Union's Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell sa kanyang katapat sa South Korea na si Cho Tae-yul sa kabila ng pangamba ng Seoul ukol sa pagpapadala ng hukbo ng North Korea sa Ukraine. Sa kanyang pagbisita sa Seoul matapos ang Japan ay binisita ni Borrell ang demilitarized zone sa gitna ng dalawang Korea. Sa isang post ay ipinahayag ni Borrell na nagtungo siya ng South Korea upang dalhin ang ugnayan ng South Korea at EU sa seguridad at depensa sa next level. Subalit, hindi naman ito ipinaliwanag ang ibig sabihin ng nasabing pahayag. Ang unang strategic dialogue sa pagitan ng dalawang kampo ay dumating kasabay ng ulat ng Washington at Seoul ukol sa pagdating ng sundalo ng North Korea sa Kursk region. Sa ngayon ay nagpadala na ng non-lethal assistance ang Seoul papuntang Ukraine katulad ng mine clearance equipment at intelligence aid. Subalit iniwasan nila magpadala ng armas sa naturang rehiyon dahil sa posibilidad na magresulta ito sa pagtaas ng tensyon sa gitna ng dalawang Korea.
Magpapalipad ang Russia ng 2 Iranian satellites sa orbit ng planeta sa darating na Martes sa isang patuloy na pagpapalalim ng kanilang ugnayan. Ipinahayag ni Iranian Ambassador to Russia Kazem Jalali ang balitang ito sa isang post sa social media. Binigyang diin niya ang lumalawak na kooperasyon ng dalawang bansa sa larangan ng siyensya at teknolohiya. Ang Kawsar, isa sa mga satellites, ay isang high-resolution imaging satellite habang ang Hudhud naman ay isang maliit na communications satellite.
Dumating ng Kiev si German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock upang imangako na ipagpapatuloy ng Berlin ang kanilang suporta. Bumisita ng Ukraine si Baerbock upang siguruhin sa Ukraine ang patuloy na suporta ng kanilang bansa sa kabilang na mga pangamba ng Kiev sa kanilang magiging ugnayan ng Washington matapos ang magaganap na eleksyon. Sabi nitong kakailanganin ng Ukraine ang mas maraming suporta sa kabila ng pakikilahok ng militar ng North Korea at sunod-sunod na Russian airstrikes ngayon. Paparating na ang third winter of war ng giyera nila ng Russia. Sa ngayon ay ang Germany ang tumatayong pinakamalaking taga-suporta ng Ukraine kasunod ang Washington, subalit nangangamba sila na posible itong maudot kapag nanalo si Republican candidate Donald Trump. Nagpaabot na ng karagdagang 170 million euros ang Germany upang madagdagan ang emergency energy aid bilang tugon sa pambomba ng heating plants at power lines ng militar ng Moscow sa mga nakaraang linggo.
Nagtagumpay si Maya Sandu, ang pro-Western na Pangulo ng Moldova sa presidential election laban kay Alexander Stoyanoglo, isang kandidato ng partido na tradisyonal na pro-Russian.
Молдова, ты шагнула в будущее. Дорогие молдаване, я благодарна каждому из вас, кто пришел на выборы. Я услышала ваш голос, и тех, кто меня поддержал, и тех, кто проголосовал за господина Стояногло. Я обязуюсь быть президентом всех вас. În acest scrutin am văzut vulnerabilitățile proceselor democratice din Republica Moldova și prioritatea noastră acum este ca să le eliminăm și ca să putem să ne consolidăm și procesele democratice și instituțiile democratice. Drepturile noastre.
Nanguna si Sandu na may halos 55% ng kabuang boto sa eleksyon nitong linggo, kasunod ni Stoyanoglo na may 45%. Itinuturing ng kanyang mga taga-suporta ang tagumpay na ito bilang isang pagsuporta sa mga mamamayan sa kanyang matatag na pro-Western na direksyon. Gayunpaman, ang matibay na impluwensya ni Stoyanoglo at partido niya na Party of Socialists sa ilang bahagi ng bansa ay nagpapakita ng mabigat na hamon para sa partido ni Sandu sa darating na halalan sa susunod na taon.
Hinimok ng Special Rapporteur on the Occupied Palestinian Territories ang United Nations o UN na i-classify na genocide ang nagaganap ngayon na krisis sa Gaza. Iminungkahi rin itong suspendihin ng UN ang credentials ng Israel sa ahensya. Narito po ang detalye mula sa report ni Chantel Santos.
Kasabay ng akusasyon ni UN Special Reporter Francesca Albanese, binanggit nito ang ebidensya ng tahasang layo ng Israel na burahin ang populasyon ng Palestine. Kinondena na rin ni Albanese ang 57 taong okupasyon at hindi pagsunod ng Israel sa mga resolusyong internasyonal. Aniya, ang paglalarawan sa sitwasyon na war crimes ay hindi sapat sa kasukdulan ng pananakit na ginagawa sa Gaza. Idiniin ni Albanese na ang focus ay dapat nasa layunin na siyang nagtatangi sa genocide mula sa ibang pagsalangsang.
No one has been spared, not just among the Palestinians and the Lebanese, even in the United Nations. And it's because of that, on top of the genocide and on top of the 57 years of unlawful occupation, that I say it's time to consider suspending the credential of Israel as a member state. I understand the sensitivity, because none of you has really clean hands when it comes to human rights. That's okay. But no one else has maintained an unlawful occupation violating decades of UN Security Council, General Assembly, Human Rights Council, International Court of Justice, decision and resolutions as Israel has done. Enough.
Dapat na anyang tigilan na ito. Chantal Santos para sa mata ng Agila International. Trusted, connected, on point.
Hindi bababa sa 31 katao ang napatay sa pambobomba ng Israel sa Gaza Strip nitong linggo. Sa halos kalahati ng mga namatay sa northern area ng Gaza kung saan nagsagawa ng isang buwang kampanya ang Israeli Defense Forces, layo nito anyang pigilan ng Hamas na makabangon at mag-regroup. Sinabi ng mga manggagamot na hindi bababa sa 13 Palestinians ang napatay sa magkakahiwalay na pag-atake sa mga bahay sa bayan ng Beit Lahia at Jabalia, ang pinakamalaki sa 8 makasaysayang refugee camps. Ang natitira ay napatay sa magkakahiwalay na airstrikes ng Israel sa Gaza City at sa mga lugar sa Timog, kabilang ang isa sa Khan Yunis na ayon sa health officials, pumatay ng 8 tao, kabilang ang 4 na bata. Hindi nagkomento ang Israel sa kanilang military action sa Gaza. Samantala, noong Sabado, nagpadala ang Israel military ng bagong Army Division sa Jabalia upang sumali sa 2 pang operating battalions. Sa pahayag, sinabi na daan-daang militanteng Palestinians ang napatay sa mga labanan mula nang magsimula ang raid noong October 5.
Plano ng Israel na gumamit ng Iron Beam laser defense system para pabagsakin ang mga paparating na missiles mula sa Iran at mga kaalyado nito sa Middle East region. Inaasahan ng Israel na magiging operational ang naturang defense system na may high-power laser sa loob ng 1 taon. Ayon po sa Israel, magdadala ang bagong defense system na ito ng new era of warfare sa gitna ng war of drones at missiles nito sa Iran at kanilang mga kasama sa rehiyon. Gumugol ang Tel Aviv na mahigit $500 million para palawigin ang produksyon ng naturang defense system. Una nang inilahad ng Israel ang prototype ng Iron Beam noong taong 2021. Ayon sa Israel Defense Ministry, target ng binansagang Iron Beams na gumamit ng high-powered lasers para mapabagsak ang mga projectile, kabilang ang missiles, drones, rockets at maging ang mortars. Kumpara sa pambihirang Iron Dome ng Israel, ang laser shield ay mas mura, mas mabilis at epektibo laban sa mga drones na makailang ulit na bigong ma-intercept o maharang ng Iron Dome.
Nanawagan si Bolivian President Luis Arce na tapusin na ang magastos ng mga highway blockades na nagparalisa sa ekonomiya ng ilang bahagi ng bansa. Binigyang diin ni President Arce na umabot na sa mahigit $1.7 billion ang economic cost ng mga blockades na tumagal na ng 17 araw. Sinabi rin niya na 70 katao, kabilang ang 61 pulis, ang sugatan dahil sa mga sagupaan sa mga blockades. Binalaan ni Arce ang mga nagpoprotesta na magpapatupad ang gobyerno ng mas malaking mga hakbang kung hindi sila susunod sa pakiusap na ito. Ang mga blockade ay pinangunahan ng mga taga-suporta ni dating President Evo Morales matapos ang umano'y tangkang pagpaslang sa kanya ni Luis Arce.
Noong linggo, nagsara na ang early voting sa West Palm Beach, Florida. Ito po ay bilang paghahanda sa mismong araw ng eleksyon sa Nobyembre 5. Narito ang report ni Rose Papa Angeles.
Ang West Palm Beach ay county seat ng Palm Beach County, Florida. Ito ang tahanan ng Mar-a-Lago residence ni Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. At nitong linggo, natapos na ang early voting dito bilang paghahanda sa huling araw ng mahigpit na laban sa pagitan ni Trump at Vice President Kamala Harris para sa susi ng White House. Samantala, nagtipon din sa West Palm Beach ang mga taga-suporta ni Trump, bitbit ang mga bandera, banners at samot-saring simbolo para sa kanilang pabor sa dating Pangulo. Ayon sa kanila, ito ay paghahanda para sa isang Grand Old Party o GOP election win. Para sa isang Trump supporter na si Mr. Daddio, ang eleksyong ito ay hindi tungkol sa kulay ng balat kundi sa pakikipaglaban para sa tama.
Feeling positive. We're going to win this. There's one vote, one choice, and it's Trump all the way. The vehicle, take a look at it, it says it all. We're going to continue to fight till the very last day.
Rose Papa Angeles para sa mata ng Agila International, trusted, connected, on point.
Samantala, sa battleground state ng Pennsylvania, nagpahayag ng kanilang saloobin ang mga botante roon ukol sa kanilang pag-asa na darating na eleksyon, sino man ang kanilang kandidato. Narito po ang report ni Anjay de Guzman.
Ang Pennsylvania ay isa sa ilang mga estado na inaasahang magdedesisyon sa kalalabasan ng eleksyon sa pagkapangulo. Ito ay sa napakahigpit na laban sa pagitan ni Republican at former President Donald Trump at ni Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris. Noong linggo, nagpahayag ng saloobin ang mga mamimili at mga vendor sa Butler, Pennsylvania Flea Market ukol sa kampanya ng dalawa at sa kahalagahan ng kanilang estado sa makasaysayang eleksyong ito. Kung gaanong iba-iba ang mga binibenta at binibili sa Clearview Mart Flea Market, gayon din ang pagkakaiba-iba ng opinyon ukol kina Harris at Trump. Para kay Ken Negol na isang Coast Guard veteran at taga-suporta ni Trump, patas na eleksyon ang kanyang nais.
I'm worried. I hope the fix isn't in. I hope that we're able to take and have an honest, good election, a fair election, and I hope Trump wins it. It's as easy as that. And he showed here in Butler County, I mean, they tried to shoot him. And he comes up ready to fight. You know, so that's my kind of man.
Para naman kay Janet McKnight na isa ring taga-suporta ni Trump at Vance, batid niyang kung ang mga ito ang mananalo, huhusay muli ang Amerika.
I'm hoping and praying that Trump is going to be the new president. I feel that he's going to make America great again. I really feel he will make America great again with all the things that he said that he's going to do, like with the border, the economy.
Sa kabilang banda, ayon naman sa mga taga-suporta ni Harris at Walz, ramdam nila ang tagumpay ng dalawa. Para kay John Moore, isang magandang bagay ang dala sa eleksyon ng isang swing state tulad ng Pennsylvania.
I feel good. I feel confident. There's an energy that's come with this, and there's a sense of importance. There's been a sense of invigorated care about things that are going on in the country and what we as Pennsylvanians bring to the election and to the fight as a whole, especially with women, especially with the minorities as a whole. It's been a nice change of pace. Especially at the end of the day, I want people to be able to have polite political discourse again. I don't want this extremist right and left side. I want people to be able to talk to one another again in a way that's respectful and, people to get along again. And I think we're hitting this turning point where we can have that again.
Ayon naman kay Rhonda Jewart na Harris-Walz supporter din, maraming Pennsylvanians ang nagbabago ng isip at ibinibigay ang boto para sa Democratic Party.
Oh, I'm very optimistic. I've been canvassing a lot of good feedback from people. I'm really thinking there's a lot of good things that are going to happen. We're going to move forward. I do. I see people that are changing their minds, veterans, women who are deciding to vote differently than they did before. I think they really are learning a lot of the policies of Harris, and the more they learn, the more they're changing their vote. And there's a lot of independents that I've talked to that are leaning toward Harris. So I feel good. I do feel good about it.
At para naman kay Sandy Nana, nakukulitan na sa pangangampanya ng kapwa-partido, sino man ang manalo, nais niya na magiging magandang bansa pa rin ang Estados Unidos.
I'll be glad when that's done, all these commercials and the emails and texts you get on your phone. But I'm not, I know whatever it is, and whoever becomes elected, I'll honor them and, support them to make this United States be a good place.
NG de Guzman para sa mata ng Agila International, trusted, connected, on point.
Noong linggo, lumamang si Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris sa swing state ng Michigan. Para sa kanyang mga taga-suporta roon, ramdam na nila na siya ang susunod na Pangulo ng Estados Unidos. Si Tony Rose Valenzuela para sa report.
Positibo ang reaksyon ng mga taga-suporta ni Vice President Kamala Harris dito sa battleground state ng Michigan. Para kay Dewey Wise na isang electrician, walang pagtatalo na si Harris ang dapat manalo.
I feel fairly confident. I think people for various reasons, still need convincing. But, for me, it's a pretty obvious choice for the line of work that I do. I'm a union electrician. And, it's well known that Donald Trump wants to do away with unions and break unions up. And, just his stance on construction in general, of which I've been in the field for a long time, is bad. His outlook on it and paying workers, especially their fair wage.
Para naman kay Doug Pratt na isang communications director, dahil sa mahigpit ang labanan, kailangan katukin ang lahat ng mga pinto para kumbinsihin ang mga botanteng bumoto.
It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. And that's why events like today, I've been talking to people who've been out on the doors. There are more volunteers today than frankly, in some places we have enough doors to knock, which is a good problem to have.
Tinugol ni Harris ang umaga ng kanyang linggo sa Detroit, habang si Republican Donald Trump naman ay nangampanya sa Pennsylvania. Batay sa opinion polls, nakakandado ang dalawa sa mahigpit na laban. Para kay Harris, suporta ng kababaihang botante ang malakas. Samantala para kay Trump, suporta naman ng Hispanic male voters ang umingay. Tony Rose Valenzuela, Troy, Michigan, para sa mata ng Agila International. Trusted, connected, on point.
Sa Georgia, para sa mga taga-suporta ni Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump, nasa kandidato nila ang momentum ng mga huling sandali ng eleksyon. Narito po ang report ni Rosel Feria.
Matindi ang pag-asa ng mga taga-suporta ni Donald Trump sa Georgia na mananalo ito sa eleksyon. Para kay Renee White na dumalo ng 57 beses sa rallies ni Trump, mahigpit man ang laban, mananaloan niya ang dating Pangulo.
I'm not giving up. We have 2 days to the election. 2 days to the election. And Trump's going to win this. We might have a fight before it's over, but I'm not worried because we are going to prevail. Because you know why? God has us. And every part of this is going to be biblical. Period. It's going to be biblical. Just like when he got up and he said, fight, fight, fight. The warriors will carry on. Period.
Pahayag naman ni Ziggy Hartman, nakakalula ang suporta ng mga taga-Georgia kay Trump.
The momentum seems great. I'm a Trump Force 47 captain, so I knock on doors and I am out in the community, and the support seems enormous. I mean, if I had to guess in my region, I'd say 80%, and that's just my organic experience.
Samantala, nagpahayag ng pagdududa ang mga taga-suporta ni Trump ukol sa isang Des Moines Register Mediacom poll na nagsasabing nangunguna si Kamala Harris sa Iowa na Republican ng ilang taon na.
I think it's skewed toward her to try to get us not to come to vote.
Rosel Feria para sa Mata ng Agila International, trusted, connected, on point.
Malapit nang makilala ng buong mundo ang susunod na Pangulo ng Estados Unidos mula sa tapatan ng dalawang bigating mga kandidato ng Partidong Democratic at Republican. Maglalaban sa pwesto ang dating Pangulo na si Donald Trump at ang Vice-Presidente sa kasalukuyan na si Kamala Harris. Marahil ay nagtataka ang ilan sa kung sino ba si Kamala Harris, bakit kaya nila ito inendorso, at ano nga ba ang nalalaman nito sa usapin ng politika. Kinikilala ngayon si Kamala Harris bilang ika-49 na Vice-Presidente ng Estados Unidos mula sa demokratikong administrasyon ni Pangulong Joe Biden. Matatandaan na inendorso ni Biden si Harris bilang kandidato sa pagkapangulo ng Democratic Party. Ito ay matapos niyang magdesisyon na umurong. Ipinanganak si Harris mula sa Oakland, California, kung saan ang kanyang ama na si Donald J. Harris ay nagmula sa Jamaica bago ito lumipat sa Estados Unidos taong 1960. Taong 1950 naman, nang lumipat mula India ang ina nitong si Shyamala Gopalan Harris bilang bahagi ng Asian Pacific American Institute for Congressional Studies. Bukod rito ay nakapagtapos si Harris sa Howard University sa kursong Political Science at Economics noong taong 1986. Nakuha naman niya ang law degree niya sa University of California at Hastings College of the Law sa San Francisco at nakapagtapos ng Juris Doctor noong 1989. Dagdag pa rito ay kinasal naman siya noong 2014 kay Douglas Emhoff na isang abogado at naging ina ng dalawa nitong mga anak. Nakapagsulat din si Harris ng 3 mga libro gaya ng kanyang memoir na The Truths We Hold, An American Journey, Superheroes Are Everywhere at Smart on Crime. Sa usapin ng pagbibigay serbisyo sa publiko ay nanilbihan naman si Harris mula 2004 hanggang 2011 bilang District Attorney ng San Francisco. Kabilang sa mga inisyatibo ay ang Back on Track program na naglalayo na mabawasan ang bilang ng mga first-time drug offenders. Kasunod dito ay naupo siya bilang kauna-unahang Black woman Attorney General ng California mula 2011 hanggang 2017. Tumatak sa kanyang pagsisilbi sa California ang paglaban niya sa issue ng foreclosure crisis, environmental protection at reduction of truancy. Samantala, nanungkulan naman si Harris bilang senadora ng California mula 2017 hanggang 2021 kung saan nakilala ang galing niya sa pagtatanong. Kabilang sa mga advokasya na kanyang isinulong ay ang social justice, healthcare, civil rights at criminal justice reform. Hinawakan din ni Harris bilang senadora ang ilan sa mabibigat na trabaho sa loob ng Senate Committee. Kasama rito ang Committee ng Judiciary Committee, Intelligence Committee, the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee at ang Budget Committee. Sa ngayon ay siya na ang kauna-unahang Black at Indian American na naging vice-presidente ng Estados Unidos. Dagdag pa rito ang makasaysayang pagkakaupo niya sa isa sa pinakamataas na pwesto sa gobyerno ng Estados Unidos bilang isang babae. Mula sa kanyang mga karanasan sa politika, masasabing may ilalaban sa pagtakbo bilang susunod na Pangulo ng US si Kamala Harris. Kasama na rito ang matinding pagsuporta ng mga artists na hindi nag-atubili na hikayatin ng ibang botante na iboto ito. Sa huli, ang labanan sa pwesto at partido ay malapit ng mawakasan mula sa boto ng mga huradong mamamayan.
Habang papalapit na ang US 2024 presidential elections, talakayin naman po natin ang buhay ng dating Pangulo at kasalukuyang kandidato ng Republican Party na si Donald Trump. Si Donald Trump ay pang-apat na anak ng New York real estate tycoon na si Fred Trump. Sa kabila ng yaman ng kanyang pamilya, nagsimula siya sa pinakamababang posisyon sa kumpanya ng kanyang ama at ipinasok sa isang military academy noong 13 taong gulang pa lamang siya. Matapos niyang makuha ang kanyang degree sa Wharton School ng University of Pennsylvania, siya ang naging paborito ng kanyang ama na magmana ng negosyo, lalo na nang magpa siyang maging piloto ang kanyang nakatatandang kapatid. Opisyal na nakinuha ni Donald Trump ang pamamahala ng kumpanya taong 1971, kung saan tinutok niya ang negosyo ng pamilya mula sa residential units patungo sa mga mararangyang mga proyekto katulad ng Trump Tower. Lalo pa siyang sumikat sa mundo ng entertainment. Una, bilang may-ari ng Miss Universe at Miss USA beauty pageants at bilang creator and host ng reality show na The Apprentice. Sa isang panayam noong 1980, inilarawan ni Trump ang politika bilang isang mabagsik na mundo at sinabing ang pinakamahuhusay ay mas pinipiling manatili sa negosyo. Subalit, noong 1987, nagsimula na siya magpahiwatig ng interes sa pagtakbo bilang Pangulo at noong 2000 at 2012 ay muntik na ring tumakbo. Noong 2015 naman, nang opisyal na ihayag ni Trump ang kanyang kandidatura kung saan idineklara niya na patay na ang American Dream at nangakong ibabalik nito ng mas malaki at mas mahusay. Sa ilalim ng slogan na Make America Great Again, mabilis niyang tinalo ang mga karibal niya sa Republican Party upang makaharap si Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton. Sa huli, nagtagumpay si Trump at naging Pangulo ng Estados Unidos taong 2017. Naghatid ng drama at kontrobersya ang kanyang pamumuno. Nagpatupad siya ng mahigpit na immigration policies, naglunsad ng trade war kalaban ng China at naglunsad ng ilang tax cuts. Taong 2020 election year, humarap si Trump sa matinding kritisismo sa pamamahala niya ng COVID pandemic at sa huli ay natalo sa laban kay US President Joe Biden. Marami ang nagsabi na lalong nasira at natapos na ang political career nito matapos ang paglusob ng mga taga-suporta niya sa Capitol Building dahil sa paniniwalang dapat nanalo si Trump sa halalan. Lalo na nang talikuran siya ng iba niyang mga taga-suporta at mga donors. Subalit ngayong 2024, nakita ng bansa ang nananatiling impluwensya nito sa mga mamamayan nang ipanalo niya ang Republican candidacy at sa darating po na Nobyembre 5, muling nasa posisyon si Donald Trump sa posibilidad na magbalik bilang Pangulo ng Estados Unidos.
For the death penalty for any migrant that killed.
Susunod, 11 sugatan sa Oklahoma City matapos tamaan ng buhawi.
Astronauts ng Shenzhou 18 crew nakabalik na sa China.
At Anna Kendrick nag-donate sa anti-sexual violence charities. Mga detalye ng mga balita sa pagbabalik na mata ng Agila International.
Alam namin ang iyong pagsisikap. Dama namin ang iyong mga sakripisyo. Kita namin ang pagharap mo sa bawat pagsubok. Kaya sa kabila ng mga hamon ng buhay, nandito kami para umalalay. Kasi katulad mo, gusto rin namin ang magandang bukas para sa kanya. Hatid namin ang dekalidad na edukasyon at makabagong pasilidad sa abot kayang halaga. Kaya huwag ka na mangamba. Sasamahan ka namin tuparin ang mga pangarap niya. Maaasahan mong sulit dito ang mga pinagsikapan mo. Sa aming mga makabagong pasilidad at sistema ng edukasyon. Mailalabas natin ang aking talino at mga kakayahan niya. Kahit sa munting halaga, makakasiguro ka na makakasabay siya sa mabilis na pag-ikot ng mundo. Sa New Era, karamay mo kami sa bawat hamon. Kaagapay mo kami sa bawat hakbang. Kasama mo kami sa bawat ngiti at tagumpay.
Dinala sa pagamutan ang 11 individual dahil sa natamong mga pinsala sa katawan matapos dumaan ang mga buhawi sa Oklahoma City. Itong linggo, nag-issue ang National Weather Service ng Tornado Watch sa ilang bahagi ng Oklahoma at Texas. Inaasahang tatakahakin ng severe weather conditions sa lugar ang direksyon ng silangan ayon po yan sa Weather Service. Batay naman sa estimates ng Oklahoma City officials, hindi bababa sa 77 gusali ang napinsala habang 39 naman ang tuluyang nasira dahil sa kalamidad. Patuloy na nakararanas ng power outage ang halos 20,000 residente ng Oklahoma at Texas dahil sa nasirang power line. Nagdeklara na rin ng emergency declaration si Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt para sa 6 na apektado na counties nito. Samantala, tiniyak naman ng mga opisyales sa lugar na maibabalik nito ang kuryente sa mga polling stations sa Oklahoma bago magsimula ang presidential elections.
Nasawi ngayon ang 5 migrante sa Spanish island of Lanzarote. Ito ay matapos tumawid patungong Canary Islands. Ayon sa Spanish Sea Rescue Service ay 5 katawan ang natagpuan nilang lumulutang kasama na ang butas na inflatable boat. Kasunod nito ay nagpadala sila ng isang aircraft at 2 life raft kung saan ay nailigtas ang nasa 17 katao. Dagdag pa ritong nasa 80 pasahero na ligtas namang nakasakay sa isang life raft. Batay sa ulat ng state agency, aabot sa higit sa 1,500 katao ang kanilang nailigtas sa loob lamang ng 1 linggo. Samantala, una namang naiulat ang pagkamatay ng nasa 48 migrante na mula sa Mauritania. Ito ay matapos din nilang tawirin ang Canary Islands.
Patuloy na iniimbestigahan ng mga pulis sa Scotland ang natagpuang ulo sa kalsada ng Cowgate District. Kita po sa video ang ilang sandali nang bago matagpuan ang naturang bahagi ng bangkay ng isang tao. Mapapansing pinulot ng isang lalaki ang ulo kung saan ay ayon sa lokal na ulat na pagkamalan pala ng lalaki na isang prop na gagamitin sa isang prank. Subalit makaraan ang ilang segundo ay binitawan niya ito nang napagtanto nitong totoong ulo pala ang kanyang hawak-hawak. Kinumpirma naman ng forensics officers ng Edinburgh na may 74 na taong gulang na lalaki ang namatay sa lugar matapos masagasaan ng isang single-decker bus. Inihayag naman ng Scotland Police sa publiko na tigilan na ang pagpapakalat ng naturang video sa social media dahil ito ay nakakasama sa pamilya ng nasawi. Inimbestigahan na rin ng otoridad ang road incident kung saan sangkot ang nasawi.
Patay ang isang football player sa Peru matapos tamaan ng kidlat sa soccer field. Ayon sa lokal na ulat, tumama ang kidlat ilang segundo matapos i-anunsyo ang suspension sa laro ng Juventud Bella Vista at Familia Choca dahil sa bagyo. Pero bago pa makaalis ang mga manlalaro sa field, ay tumama na ang kidlat sa lugar. Kita sa video ang aktwal na pagtama ng kidlat sa soccer field. Mapapansin na nangisay at bumagsak na lamang ang mga footballer sa lupa matapos makuryente ng kidlat. Agad na dinala sa pagamutan ang mga nasaktan na manlalaro, subalit binawian na ng buhay si Peruvian footballer defender Jose Hugo de la Cruz Mesa. Nasaktan naman si goalkeeper Juan Choca matapos magtamo ng matitinding paso sa katawan dahil sa insidente.
Patay ang 10 katao sa Indonesia. Ito po ay matapos mag-alburuto at pumutok ang bulkang Lewotobi, Laki-Laki. Ayon sa mga otoridad ay hating gabi ng linggo nang magbuga ito ng lava at maglabas ng volcanic ash na sinundan ng mga pagsabog. Dagdag pa nila ay inabot ng lava ang mga kabahayan sa ibaba ng bulkan na may layong 4 kilometro mula sa crater nito. Kasunod nito ay presahan nilang inilika sa mga residenteng naninirahan malapit sa lugar ng bulkan. Makikita naman sa ilang larawan na binalot na makapal na volcanic ash ang mga kalsada at gusali. Samantala, nagbigay babala ang Indonesia's Disaster Agency sa posibilidad ng pagbaha na may kasama mga abo na maaaring makaapekto sa kalusugan. Nakabalik na po sa Earth ang crew ng Shenzhou 18 matapos ang 6 na buwang pananatili sa Tiangong International Space Station. Ayon sa China Manned Space Agency, ang Shenzhou 18 crew ay binubuo ng 3 taikonauts na sina Ye Guangfu, Li Kong at Li Guangshu. Dumating ang 3 sa Dongfeng Landing Site sa Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region 1:24 ng umaga.
非常感谢全国人民的对我们的关心，也非常感谢航天员对我们奋力的托举。这次太空圆梦之旅，我们乘组一心，天地一体，2次出舱活动可以说是一气呵成，在轨科研试验进展的也非常顺利。虽然现在我们已经圆满地完成了神舟18号飞行任务，但是探索太空永无止境。我们一定会尽快恢复，争取早日投入训练，再次回到浩瀚太空，在建设航天强国新征程上贡献自己的力量。
Inilunsad ng China ang Zhenzhou 18 mission noong April 25 para magsagawa ng scientific experiment sa larangan ng microgravity, space material science, space life science at iba pa. Sa susunod na taon, inaasahan naman na ilulunsad ng China ang Zhenzhou 20 at 21 mission, pati na rin ang Zhenzhou 9 Cargo craft para mag-deliver ng orbit supplies sa space station.
Sold out po ang pinakamainit na ticket sa Southern California habang nag-aagawan ng fans na makakuha ng pwesto sa Dodger Stadium. Ito ay sa pagdiriwang ng ika-8 World Series Championship. Narito ang report ni Eva and Alan Basayahe sa Los Angeles, California.
100,000 in attendance. That's the estimated number of fans who packed downtown LA for the Dodgers Victory Parade, with another massive crowd here at Dodger Stadium for a ticketed-only special event.
The Dodgers won baseball's most prestigious title back in 2020. However, COVID-19 stifled parade plans. But now the City of Angels,
4 years and one global pandemic later,
can finally have a celebration that's been in the making for quite a while.
2020 didn't really count. We were during COVID, so that didn't, I was alive luckily during then, but I didn't get to experience what I'm experiencing now, so I couldn't miss up this opportunity.
Game 5 was one of the worst games to watch from home. I had to, watch at work for the first half, then get home, and thankful for all those errors, but we worked hard and the team picked it up, so that's all we can ask for.
Just to get over that game 5, was a blessing because all of our players were so hurt, battle tested. Freddie Freeman had a rib injury. All of these things, everything was going in the wrong direction. So to do that, to come back down 5 was just a miracle, really.
I have my defibrillator right next to me just in case, because my heart's going back and forth, pounding so hard, I can barely watch, right? I'm walking up like I'm the manager and my arms folded. I'm not sitting on my couch. I'm just walking around enjoying what was going on. Dodgers did what they did all year long. They made another great comeback.
It's the best team in the world, and we proved it already this year, and we're going to prove it next year. We're going to get new signings. Shohei's going to pitch. It's looking good. Our injuries, we're not going to have any next year. We're going to have our whole starting pitching rotation. We're going to win again next year.
We're the city of champions. We win. We have the Kings, we have the Lakers, and the Dodgers. We're all about championships, and the city's a great city. If you guys from the Philippines come visit, we'd love to have you.
I'm supposed to be at work, but I'm here because go Dodgers, baby.
Yeah, I called this morning. I had a little cold, but I'm good. Yeah. Don't tell my boss, please.
From come-from-behind victories to spectators getting a little too handsy, this series had plenty of nail-biting, head-scratching moments all throughout.
But ultimately, the boys in blue got the job done, securing the 2024 Commissioner's Trophy and Championship number 8 for LA.
Reporting from the home of the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers, Eva and Alan for Mathay Agila International. Trusted, connected, on point.
Binuhat naman ni Luka Doncic ang Dallas Mavericks para patumbahin ang Orlando Magic sa score na 108-85. Habang bigo ang Brooklyn Nets na talunin ang Detroit Pistons sa score na 92-106. Narito po si Vin Pasqua para sa balita.
Elbow J, good for Luka. Playing here tonight as Luka connects from downtown. And right over him. And it's Lucas steps under the defense to beat the buzzer.
Luka Magic na sina Klay Thompson at Kyrie Irving. 9 points para kay Klay habang 17 points kay Kyrie. Maging ang backup point guard na si Spencer Dinwiddie ay walang nagawang puntos sa loob ng 16 minutes na paglalaro. Sinamantala ng Dallas ang hindi paglalaro ni Magic forward Paolo Banchero na individual score ng Orlando sa katauhan ni Franz Wagner. Sa Dallas, tanging si Luka ang ibinabad ng mahigit 30 minutes. Hindi naman tumigil si Luka at tinambakan ang kalabang kuponan ng 23 big points. 4 na panalo ng hawak ngayon ng Dallas habang 3 panalo naman ang ibinulsa ng Orlando. Samantala, bigo ang Brooklyn Nets na talunin ang nangungulelat na Detroit Pistons sa paghaharap ng dalawa ngayong araw. Naging susi sa panalo ng Pistons ang two-way performance ni Jalen Duren, 13 points, 17 rebounds, kasama ang 19 points, 6 rebounds na kontribusyon ng young star na si Cade Cunningham. Hindi kinaya ng Nets ang consistent shooting ng Pistons sa kabila ng 26 points na ipinoste ni Cameron Johnson at 17 points na ipinasok ni Cam Thomas. Hawak pa ng Nets ang 4-point lead sa pagtatapos ng first half, ngunit sa kabuuan ng third quarter ay nagpasok ang Pistons ng 31 points kontra sa 20 points ng kalaban. Sa fourth quarter, nalimitahan lamang ang Nets sa 15 points sa loob ng 12 minutes habang kabuuang 23 points ang ipinasok ng Pistons. Ito na ang ikalawang panalo ng Pistons sa loob ng 6 na laro ngayong season. Nitong nakalipas na 2023-2024 season, naitala ng naturang kupunan ang pinakamahabang magkakasunod na pagkatalo. Sa loob ng 28 na magkakasunod na laro ay hindi nagawa ng Pistons na manalo. Ito ngayon na nagsisilbing longest losing streak sa NBA. Sa naturang season, tanging 14 games lamang ang nagawa nilang maipanalo at ibinulsa ang 68 na pagkatalo. Sa kanilang pagdispatcha sa Nets ay tumaas naman ang kanilang record sa 2 wins at 5 losses ngayon sa panibagong simula ng NBA season. Para sa Balitang Sports, Then Pascua para sa mata ng Agila International. Trusted, connected, on point.
Habang oras na lamang ang binibilang bago ang eleksyon sa Estados Unidos, nagbigay ng kani-kanilang mga opinyon ang ilang celebrities doon. Alamin natin ang mga isyong mahalaga para sa kanila na nais nilang matugunan ng magiging bagong administrasyon.
Mula sa utang ng bansa hanggang sa pagsupil ng social media at pagsulong ng renewable energy, iyan ay ilan lamang sa mga isyung nais ng US celebrities na bibigyang atensyon ng magiging bagong presidente. Para kay Matt Damon, pambansang utang ang nagusto niyang aasikasuhin ng bagong commander-in-chief.
Well, I wish somebody would talk about our $34 trillion debt, because that's a lot of money, and if half our tax base is just servicing that debt, that's a problem. It doesn't seem to be getting smaller, so definitely I'd love someone to mention that. I haven't heard a single person mention that yet. It's a lot of money. So yeah, that'd start there.
Para naman kay movie maker Tyler Perry, regulasyon pan-social media ang hanap niya.
That is such a really profound question, because what we're facing right now is a crisis in this country and around the world, and I think it's largely due to the non-regulation of social media. People being able to say anything they want, put anything they want, and use these algorithms to make people think and feel a certain way. And my hope one day is that what is happening in social media will be what happened in the tobacco industry. We will get all the research, we will get everything that they're trying to keep private and make it public to see the kind of damage that it's doing on our psyche as a community as a whole.
Binigyang diin naman ng aktivistang si Jane Goodall ang kahalagahan ng pag-aalaga sa kapaligiran at ang mabuting dolor ng renewable energy.
To tax some like oil and gas companies, they get subsidized. They should be taxed. The companies doing renewable energy should be rewarded and should be subsidized. And I would hope that that candidate will put aside more land for conservation, to encourage the greening of cities, to push for renewable energy, those things that benefit the environment, and measures that will help to alleviate poverty.
Para naman sa award-winning actor na si Anthony Hopkins, kalaban ngayon ng maraming kamangmangan. Anya, pag-uusap ang kailangan upang maayos ang mga issue ng mundo.
The common enemy today is ignorance. Ignorance and the evil of ignorance. The evil of dictatorial thinking. To say, come together, let's talk. Let's get this sorted out. Go back to John Kennedy. What does Russia want? What does China want? What does Ukraine want? What's the Middle East? What do they, instead of barnstorming and standing on a platform condemning everything?
Jane Catherine Gregorio para sa mata ng Agila International. Trusted, connected, on point.
Nagbigay ng donasyon ng American actress na si Anna Kendrick para sa mga charity na lumalaban sa sexual violence. Ayon kay Kendrick, ang ibinigay niyang pera sa charity ay mula sa kinita niya sa palabas na Woman of the Hour. Inilabas ang Woman of the Hour noong October 18 kung saan tampok ang buhay ng mga babaeng inabuso at pinatay ng isang serial killer. Pinagbidahan naman ni Kendrick sa pelikula ang karakter na si Cheryl Bradshaw habang ang serial killer naman ay si Rodney Alcala. Dagdag pa rito ay hinatulan ang karakter na si Alcala ng guilty para sa 8 pagpatay mula taong 1971 hanggang 1979. Samantala, hindi naman sinabi ni Kendrick ang kabuoang donasyon na kanyang ibinigay sa The Rape, Abuse and Incest National Network at National Center for Victims of Crime.
Pumanaw na po ang iconic music producer na si Quincy Jones sa edad na 71 sa kanyang tirahan sa Bel Air. Nakilala si Jones mula sa kanyang natatanging kontribusyon sa pagbuo ng mga kantang jazz, pop, soul at iba pa. Dagdag pa rito ang hindi malilimutan niyang kolaborasyon sa mga hit singers na gaya ni Michael Jackson, Ray Charles at Frank Sinatra. Isinilang si Jones sa Chicago noong 1933 at tumagal ng higit sa 6 na dekada sa industriya ng paggawa ng kanta. Ilan sa mga una niyang trabaho ay ang pagiging trumpeter at arranger ng mga kantang jazz kung saan ay sunod niyang nailabas ang kantang Thriller ni Michael Jackson. Samantala, matagumpay namang nakakuha ng 80 nominasyon sa Grammy si Jones kung saan 28 sa mga ito ay kanyang naipanalo.
At narito po kami para maghatid ng balita saan mang tako ng mundo. Muli ako po si Rikki Mathay.
Ako si Rikki Alagao Flores. Ito ang Mata ng Agila International. Para naman po sa mga balitang nangyari sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, punta naman tayo kay Alma Angeles para sa Mata ng Agila World News. Take it away, Alma.
Thank you, Nina and Rikki. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alma Angeles for Net 25 World News on tonight's headlines. As Election Day draws ever near, the 2024 race begins to officially heat up, pitting Republican candidate Donald Trump against Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris.
They are fighting so hard to steal this damn thing. Look at what's going on. Look at what's going on in your state. Every day, they're talking about extending hours and stuff. Who ever heard of this stuff? And I have this piece of glass here. But all we have really over here is the fake news, right? And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news.
And I want to say, this year has been difficult, given the scale of death and destruction in Gaza, and given the civilian casualties and displacement in Lebanon. It is devastating. And as president, I will do everything in my power to end the war in Gaza.
And the news starts now. Eastern Indonesia experienced a massive casualty after the late-night eruption of Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki volcano. The volcano, which is located on Flores Island, erupted on Sunday just before midnight, forcing the evacuation of nearby communities. Hadi Wijaya, an official at the Center of Volcanology and Geological Hazard Mitigation, said the volcano belched a fiery red column of lava, volcanic ash, and blazing rocks. The alert status has been enhanced to the maximum level. An evacuation area has been designated, which extends 7 kilometers from the margins of the crater, as houses within a 4-kilometer range are already affected by avalanches of lava and rocks. Indonesia's disaster agency warned of potential flash floods and cold lava flows in the coming days. The local government has declared a state of emergency for the next 58 days, meaning the central government could help provide aid to the 10,000 affected residents. Indonesia sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, an area of high seismic activity atop multiple tectonic plates. And this eruption follows a series of eruptions. In May, a volcano on the island of Halmahera, Mount Ibu, caused evacuation from 7 villages. And North Sulawesi's Ruwang volcano also erupted in May and prompted authorities to evacuate more than 12,000 people. Flash floods and cold lava flow from Mount Marapi in West Sumatra province in May killed more than 60 people. Protests broke out as King Felipe of Spain visited a suburb in Valencia that was severely affected by last week's deadly floods. And people were so frustrated that they started throwing mud and other objects, expressing their anger over what they see as the authorities' mishandling of the storm and flooding from last Tuesday.
Tonight from Spain, a tense confrontation as the royal family visited flood-ravaged Valencia. King Felipe, Queen Letizia, and the Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez faced angry protesters in Paiporta, one of the hardest hit suburbs where more than 60 people died in the last week's devastating floods. Shouting murderers and hurling mud, the enraged citizens converged on visiting dignitaries to protest what they said was a deadly delay in warnings and emergency responses.
Pues no lo sé, pero que está aquí en la reina.
Prime Minister Sanchez made a quick retreat from the scene, but King Felipe stood his ground, embracing his sovereign. Queen Letizia, tears streaming down her face and streaked with mud, clasped citizens in her arms despite the bedlam. With 217 deaths, this now constitutes Spain's deadliest flash flood in modern times. Thousands remain without power, and dozens are still missing. With the tragedy has come a political storm. The central government says alert were the responsibility of regional authorities, while officials in Valencia say they are defending their response. The regional leader, Carlos Mazon, who also faced protesters injured today, praised the king's exemplary handling of the situation. Reporting from Spain, this is Juliana Ala for Net 25 World News.
As we approach the final stretch of the campaign, both candidates are feeling the pressure. Neither can afford to ease up with multiple stops planned across key battleground states. Take a look.
Tonight, we see competing strategies from both campaigns during this crucial closing weekend. Donald Trump, visibly fired up, targeted Kamala Harris at his first of 3 rallies in central Pennsylvania.
They are fighting so hard to steal this damn thing. Look at what's going on. Look at what's going on in your state. Every day, they're talking about extending hours and stuff. Who ever heard of this stuff? We should have one-day voting and paper ballots. It's a damn shame. And I'm the only one that talks about it because everyone's afraid to damn talk about it. And then they accuse you of being a conspiracy theorist. These are conspiracy, and they want to lock you up. They want to put you in jail. The ones that should be locked up are the ones that cheat on these horrible elections that we go through in our country. And I don't know what's going to happen, But for future elections, I won't be even a part of it. But you ought to damn well go to paper ballots. You ought to go to voter ID. And you ought to have the election over by 9 o'clock. I'm hearing now they're going to take weeks.
He made a point to comment on the bulletproof glass surrounding him on stage, suggesting that anyone wanting to shoot him would have to go through the press.
I have a piece of glass over here. And I don't have a piece of glass there. And I have this piece of glass here. But all we have really over here is the fake news, right? And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news. And I don't mind that so much, because I don't mind that.
His campaign later clarified that Trump was expressing concern for the safety of the media present. Trump spent a considerable amount of his speech attacking the news media at the rally, at one point gesturing to TV cameras and saying,
11 times or so, they said, no, that's not right. That's not right. You know, they weren't supposed to do that, too, by the way. ABC, it's ABC fake news, CBS, ABC, NBC. These are, in my opinion, these are seriously corrupt.
Kamala Harris, on the other hand, focused her efforts in Michigan, aiming to energize black voters at a church in Detroit. She also visited a black-owned business in the area, reaching to Arab and Muslim voters who are upset with the administration's handling of the conflict in the Middle East.
And I want to say, this year has been difficult, given the scale of death and destruction in Gaza, and given the civilian casualties and displacement in Lebanon. It is devastating. And as president, I will do everything in my power to end the war in Gaza. To bring home the hostages, end the suffering in Gaza, ensure Israel is secure, and ensure the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, freedom, security, and self-determination.
In a surprise appearance on Saturday Night Live, Harris even gave a pep talk to her on-screen counterpart. With just one full day left, both sides are pulling out all the stops. Vice President Harris will hold her final rally in Michigan tonight before heading to Pennsylvania for 3 more stops, culminating in a star-studded event in Philadelphia. She even shared a video urging people to vote and showcasing her absentee ballot.
So make sure you fill out your ballot. I did mine. I'm going to put it in the mail. And we are going to make sure that we fight together for the promise of America.
As Election Day draws ever near, the 2024 race begins to officially heat up, pitting Republican candidate Donald Trump against Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris in a continuing neck-and-neck fight. Political experts have already weighed in with their thoughts on what might unfold when the votes are counted. Ohio State University's Professor Paul Beck warns of possible challenges to the electoral process.
If Trump is defeated, he will not accept the result and will do everything he can to try to prevent that count on, I think it's January 5th this year, where they're certifying the presidential electoral votes. The difference between 2024 and 2020 is that he's not president. And he doesn't have the kind of levers of power that he was fully able to exercise to try to prevent a Biden victory in the Electoral College. He will do that again, but not from the kind of position of power that he had back in 2020 and early 2021. If Trump is elected, what we will find is colossal change. I referred to it in other interviews as burning down the House, in effect. And so voters, I think, are faced with a situation where they can either vote for the status quo with some incremental changes to it, but pretty much the same as the Biden administration, versus really radical changes at the national level, particularly if Trump is in control or the Republicans are in control of the Senate and the House. There'd be colossal changes there. And I think that we should believe what he says, that it would be an election or an administration that is fueled by a desire for retribution.
Looking to what he saw as likely results, Beck said that a Harris presidency would be very much a status quo administration with some adjustments.
If Harris wins, we will find incremental changes from what was going on in the Biden administration, but they would be incremental. It'd be the status quo with some changes more in a direction that Harris would chart. I think changes in pressures on Israel, but probably behind the scenes, not so much blatantly in the public.
This election may drastically alter the current political landscape within the Republican Party.
There'll be a mad scramble on the Republican side to see who can inherit the Trump base. My guess is that that base is loyal to Trump and nobody else. But they have been registering more and more Republican, so they're probably going to vote Republican, but not necessarily for anybody who Trump designates as his successor. Who is his successor going to be? It could be Donald Trump Jr., could be J.D. Vance.
As Americans prepare to go to the ballots, Beck outlines what could happen.
Just because things are so close in 2024, and it's so hard to predict what's going to happen should Trump lose. If he wins, I think we know what is going to happen. He has said it himself, and it's going to be a really tumultuous 4 years in the United States, particularly if he has control of the Senate. And if he has control of the House, he will have what we call a trifecta, where all three branches of the federal government are in Republican control. And even for that, there would almost be nothing that could prevent him from doing what he wants to do.
Meanwhile, a caravan of expensive sports cars set off in Columbus to try and persuade people to get out and go to the polls for the final day of early voting.
But these kinds of things are, these are great wrap-up moments to just really bring the community out and say, let's make some noise and have some fun while we're reminding people that this is a really, really important event that's about to happen with the election, all the way down from the president to all of our local elections. So it's been a great deal of fun, just reaching out and connecting with our community partners and getting them to show up and rally with us. Because as we've been driving, we've tossed out flyers, my partner would jump out and hand flyers to people, giving them information and everything. So tracking the impact is really going to be hard, but we know we had a lot of people coming out on porches, we had bullhorns, giving them the information about, early voting and how to find their polling location and all of that. So we traveled quite a few miles today from East Long Street all the way up to the Board of Elections on Morse Road. So a lot of people saw us. How many people we drive to the polls, we don't actually know, but that was the purpose of the day. Yep, right there.
As the U.S. election approaches next, this week, Ukraine is anxiously watching one of its key allies, facing uncertainty from both candidates. And this comes at a critical time during Russia's 32-month-long full-scale invasion.
Our future depends on what happens on November 5th. No more, no less. This will be a pivotal moment in how the events unfold, whether they will continue along the same path or we will see radical change.
If Harris wins, it will be a continuation of the sham assistance to Ukraine, which means they will talk and do nothing. If Trump wins, he will most likely push for an end to the war and give away a share of Ukraine's territory. In either case, Ukraine loses.
Meanwhile, Gazans voiced their concerns ahead of the U.S. presidential election, hoping for an outcome that will bring an end to the ongoing conflict in the war-torn Palestinian enclave.
وهي دمارنا ودمار قطاع غزة على أمريكا، على أيدي الأمريكان. كل المواد التفجير والمواد اللي بتبعتها أمريكا تيجي لنا إحنا قطاع غزة. إيش بنستفيد من أمريكا؟ إيش بنستفيد من ولا من الانتخابات الأمريكية؟ رئيس أمريكا شجعنا في إشي؟ لا، وقف ضدنا ووقف ضد أولادنا وأطفالنا في قطاع غزة وضد الحياة اللي إحنا عايشينها. دمرنا ودمر قطاع غزة كلها. هي
هتكون زي اللي قبل، يعني الرئيس الأمريكاني اللي قبل واللي بعد هو يعني نفس الشيء هيسوي خراب. شو تطلع شو يسوي في الدور وش يسوي في الدنيا. يعني بده يعص اسرائيل علينا، مش هيعص اسرائيل علينا، هيجي مع اسرائيل على الفلسطينيه زي بقيه الدول العربيه ما بتتفرج يعني.
On foreign policy, Harris is expected to stick largely to Biden's playbook on key issues. She has pressured Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for a Gaza ceasefire deal, but has also taken a hard line against Hamas, saying the militant group must be eliminated and remains committed to the U.S. policy of arming Israel. On the other side, Trump said he would ban refugee resettlement from terror-infested areas such as Gaza and arrest pro-Hamas thugs who engage in vandalism, an apparent reference to the college student protesters. Many Arab and Muslim Americans, as well as anti-war activist groups, have condemned U.S. support for Israel amid tens of thousands of civilian deaths in Gaza and Lebanon and the displacement of millions. A suspected leak of classified documents linked to an aide of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is rocking Israeli politics and sparking fury among families of hostages held by Hamas. A recent court decision has partially lifted a gag order revealing aspects of a case that may compromise security sources and impede efforts to negotiate the release of hostages.
A suspected leak of classified Gaza documents involving an aide to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is jolting Israeli politics and leading to outrage for the families of hostages held by Hamas. A court ruling partially lifting a gag order has provided an initial glimpse of the case, which the court said had compromised security sources and may have harmed Israel's efforts to release the hostages. On Friday, the magistrate's court confirmed that a number of suspects had been arrested as part of a probe into a suspected, quote, security breach caused by the illegal provision of classified information. Dana Pugak, a lawyer representing the Forum for Families of Hostages, said on Sunday that the people have a right to know the information despite potential security issues.
For the last year, they have been waiting to hear any intelligence or any information about any negotiation about the release of those hostages.
I hope that inside the doors, we will see that everything is going in the right track, and he's doing everything he can to bring them home and nothing to sabotage this. And I hope that we will understand from this event here.
Netanyahu has denied any wrongdoing by his office staffers and said in a statement on Saturday that he was only made aware of the document by the media. The suspects could not be reached for comment. Details from the document in question were published by Germany's Bild newspaper in September, according to Israeli newspaper Haaretz, one of the media outlets that had appealed to the court to lift the gag order. Around that time, the U.S., Qatar, and Egypt were mediating ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas that were to include a deal to release the hostages. But the talks faltered, with Israel and Hamas trading blame for the deadlock. The article in question was published days after 6 Israeli hostages were found executed in a tunnel in southern Gaza. Their killing sparked mass protests in Israel and from outraged hostage families, who accused Netanyahu of torpedoing the ceasefire talks for political reasons. On Sunday, the court ordered one suspect to be released while keeping others in remand, according to Israeli Channel 13 News.
A bold act of protest in Iran has once again put the country's strict dress codes in the global spotlight. At Tehran's Islamic Azad University, a female student staged a dramatic demonstration against mandatory hijab laws by removing most of her clothing while speaking to her classmates. Video footage captures her walking across the campus with her hair uncovered, as her fellow students, many still wearing headscarves, look on. However, what started as a peaceful protest quickly took a troubling turn. Witnesses reported seeing several men forcefully shove the young woman into a car on a nearby street. Amnesty International has confirmed that she was violently arrested. The Amir Kabir newsletter, a student-run social media outlet, stated that the situation escalated after members of the Basij paramilitary group allegedly harassed her. University officials later claimed she was experiencing mental health issues. The United Nations is closely monitoring the situation, with Special Rapporteur Mai Saito pledging to keep an eye on how authorities respond to this incident. This event resonates deeply within Iran, where women face strict regulations regarding public dress. It comes just over a year after the death of Masha Amini, a 22-year-old woman who died in custody after being detained by morality police for an alleged hijab violation, igniting nationwide protests.
And the news continues here on Net 25 World News. We'll be right back.
Abangan niyo po kami tuwing Sabado at Linggo, 8 to 9 a.m. Dito lang yan sa Net 25. Ito ang tahanan. Ako po si Ate Sherilyn.
The hottest ticket in town sells out fast as fans scramble to claim a seat at Dodger Stadium. This to celebrate the Dodgers' 8th World Series championship. In Los Angeles, California, Evan Allen with a report.
100,000 in attendance. That's the estimated number of fans who packed downtown LA for the Dodgers Victory Parade, with another massive crowd here at Dodger Stadium for a ticketed-only special event.
The Dodgers won baseball's most prestigious title back in 2020. However, COVID-19 stifled parade plans. But now the City of Angels,
4 years and one global pandemic later,
can finally have a celebration that's been in the making for quite a while.
2020 didn't really count. We were during COVID, so that didn't, I was alive luckily during then, but I didn't get to experience what I'm experiencing now, so I couldn't miss up this opportunity.
Game 5 was one of the worst games to watch from home. I had to, watch at work for like the first half, then get home, and thankful for all those errors, but we worked hard and the team picked it up, so that's all we can ask for.
Just to get over that game 5, was a blessing because all of our players were so hurt, battle-tested. Freddie Freeman had a rib injury. All of these things, everything was going in the wrong direction. So to do that, to come back down 5 was just a miracle, really.
I have my defibrillator right next to me just in case, because my heart's going back and forth, pounding so hard, I can barely watch, right? I'm walking up like I'm the manager, my arms folded. I'm not sitting on my couch. I'm just walking around enjoying what's going on. Dodgers did what they did all year long. They made another great comeback.
It's the best team in the world, and we proved it already this year, and we're going to prove it next year. We're going to get new signings. Shohei's going to pitch. It's looking good. Our injuries, we're not going to have any next year. We're going to have our whole starting pitching rotation. We're going to win again next year.
We're the city of champions. We win. We have the Kings, we have the Lakers, and the Dodgers. We're all about championships, and the city's a great city. If you guys from the Philippines come visit, we'd love to have you.
I'm supposed to be at work, but I'm here because go Dodgers, baby.
Yeah, I called this morning. I had a little cold, but I'm good. Yeah. Don't tell my boss, please.
From come from behind victories to spectators getting a little too handsy, this series had plenty of nail-biting, head-scratching moments all throughout.
But ultimately, the boys in blue got the job done, securing the 2024 Commissioner's Trophy and championship number 8 for LA.
Reporting from the home of the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers, Evan Allen for Net 25 World News.
Quincy Jones, the legendary music icon, has passed away at the age of 91, as confirmed by his publicist. With a remarkable career that spanned over 65 years, Quincy collaborated with some of the biggest names in music: Count Basie, Miles Davis, Frank Sinatra, and of course, Michael Jackson. His work earned him an incredible 27 Grammy Awards. Quincy played a pivotal role in shaping Michael Jackson's groundbreaking albums, including Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. In fact, Thriller remains one of the best-selling albums of all time, with around 70 million copies flying off the shelves. He was also behind the unforgettable anthem, We Are the World, and made significant contributions to film and television, working on projects like The Color Purple and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Known for his charisma and charm, Quincy was loved by many, including U2's Bono, who once referred to him as the coolest person I've ever met.
And with that, we end tonight's broadcast. For everyone here on Net 25, I'm Alma Angeles. Thank you all for joining us. Good night.